The piano was invented by Bartolomeo Cristoforo, 1655 to 1731 from Italy. He is credited with interrupting the hammering mechanism to create the modern piano around 1700. Since then, the piano has been a musical instrument that has inspired many great artists, such as the visual, cinematographic, and musical arts. Nowadays, extraordinary pianists play the classical pieces perfectly and create contemporary pieces that make the piano a modern instrument. One of these artists is Margin Alexander. We found him in his study room to do an interview with him. He will tell us more about himself. Margin explained to us in more detail when he started his career.
I started music since, I would say, late childhood. I say that because relatively a lot of musicians who were pursuing this professionally start since very early childhood. It's a long story, but I started relatively late. However, my practice was very intense, and I feel lucky to have started this in Europe because I feel that having started my musical training in Europe, that instilled in me a very unique passion for music, and I was lucky to study with some teachers which really developed in me and really taught me how to taste music. And and then afterwards I auditioned for a piano performance to study at a very well-known school. I was lucky to study with a professor that I wanted to study with, and then later on I took upon music composition as a major, and that's the beginning of the large plan.
Motivation is also a key factor, as he explains to us about it.
Motivation, I believe, in every artist is innate. It's inside of you, and then with time you learn how to develop and you learn how to nurture it farther. But in my particular case, I do find motivation, additional motivation from life experiences, from people, from stories. I'm also very fond of other forms and shapes of art, such as visual arts or poetry. They trigger in me always music. Also human virtues, let's say kindness, generosity, or particular instances that you encounter. So I would say that life itself and the surroundings always give you motivation to move forward and express it in your own art.
As for the projects that Margin has, he tells us,
at the moment there's several projects I'm working on. The first line is my albums. I'm working on an album. I always try to produce as many pieces as I can. And then my concerts. I started getting back on the road again. So this is a big dreamy summer. I'm planning to play in Sweden, Norway, Germany, Switzerland, and England. And the third project that I'm currently working on and preparing for is collaborations with visual artists and poets.
About the impact that music has on people, Margin said,
I would say that overall music is definitely power. It's a power that has an effect on everyone in one shape or another. I hope, as the composer, as the creator of my own music, I hope that my music can take people away, can completely teleport them from one place to the other. I personally feel like flying when I play the piano, when I listen to a certain music or a certain piece, and I wish that my music will have the same effect on people.
And about his future, he says,
I certainly do have large goals. However, I must emphasize that I'm a big believer in the current flow. I feel like the current present is what really will give me the clear picture of the future. But I also have my outline. I want to complete a number of tours that I have. I wanna play all around Europe. And I want to, in the near future, I want that my music be played by large ensembles. So besides being a solo artist, I want to arrange and finalize my music for large ensembles, string ensembles. then the albums are to come.